Greetings YouTube and welcome to Narnia. Well, no, technically welcome to a bargain video, but we're going to begin with books. I've been doing a little bit of bargain hunting, not a whole lot. So you're looking at a collection of over like the last, 6 weeks maybe. And it's not a big haul, but it's some things. So we have a book about C.S. Lewis. And the book is called The Narnian, The Life and Imagination of C.S. Lewis. We have Morality by Bernard Gert. I base my personal moral compass on his work, The Moral Rules. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Hulk and versus Wolverine, 6 hours. The Power of Gold, which is about the history of obsession. A manual for tool use put out by the U.S. Navy. My grandfather was a machinist mate on board a troop carrier during World War II, so that kind of made me smile when I saw it, so I picked it up. We have Trolls, which is kind of cute. A Christian Bell film I've never seen. It has commentary with Miss Bell. We have Almost Human, a Carl Urban series, and this is the whole series. I've heard it's pretty good, so I thought I'd give it a try. We have the live-action Dalmatians, 1002 Dalmatians. I've never seen this one. We have Jean-Claude Van Damme in Double Impact. Finally got around to getting a copy of Avengers Infinity War. Sorry, what's this one called? This is called Over the Garden Wall, which is a children's adventure story done in chapters. And it's nice animation, well done, quite enjoyable. It's the kind of thing my wife finds interesting, and she likes that style of art, and it was quite good. We have Exit Through the Gift Shop, a Banksy film. Sunset Boulevard, which I've never seen, and this has got a commentary track on it as well. The Grand, which is supposed to be a comedy about gambling. The original Bela Lugosi Dracula. Geomon, which is a wushu-style martial arts film. Colonel Blimp. I've never seen this, but it's like supposed to be really famous, and I picked it up for a good price, so I'm like, well, I'll give it a view. And they have La Dolce Vita, which again, a classic film. I've never seen it. This has a commentary track on it as well, so adding it to my classic movie collection. We have some more digital content to come. Journey to the West, more wushu-style martial arts films. The first season of Chuck, which I've heard is good. Picked it up for $8, so I thought I'd give it a view. Defiance, Season 1. I've watched the pilot. It's science fiction western. I'll watch the first season and see how I like it. If I do, I'll pick up the rest of it. It's a finished series, so I can watch the whole thing. Queen of Katui, which is a film about a real-world chess prodigy. Beware the Blob, the first sequel to The Blob, which was more tongue-in-cheek. And I watched this just for the commentary track, and it was kind of over the top. It was fairly silly, but it was still worth a view if you can get a copy that's not too expensive. For me, it's worth $10 because I'm into this kind of film. For some people, it might not. Angry Beavers Season 1 and 2. My wife is a fan. Rush, which I have not seen yet. The Last of the Mohicans, which is an upgrade for me from DVD to Blu-ray. And Vintage Sci-Fi. We have 27th Day, 12 to the Moon, The Night the World Exploded, Battle in Outer Space, The H-Man, and Valley of the Dragons. I've already watched Battle in Outer Space, and it was entertaining. We have this thing. I don't know what it is. I think it's some kind of industrial. This is a toothed cutter here. I think it's kind of industrial harvesting carbine thing. I'm not 100% sure what the heck it is. But I bought it for $1 at a yard sale, and I'm going to turn that into some kind of a weapon build. I don't know what it is. Anybody knows out there knows what that is? Cool. I picked this up for $1 as well. It's got a grid, which will be making drilling holes really easy. So I'm thinking of putting sharpened and threaded rods through this and making the very worst paddle in the world. We have a CRKT fixed blade. It's called the Sting. Not a real shocker on the shape of that one. We have a small ratchet for a project I have come. I think I might want to do. We have a funky silver spoon. I just like the overall shape, and it's got it's a scoop shape. So I think I may use that with my daily fiber I take. We have this, which is a solid brass gauge for measuring the gauge of steel. So you just slide this onto the piece of steel and it tells you what the gauge is. And it's pretty darn cool. And it's obviously antique, and I just thought that was awesome. Like, oh, cool, I think I gotta own that. This is a fixture for drilling holes in wood. I have never tried using something like this, but for $1, I thought I'd give it a go and see if it's of any use to me. And if I like it, maybe I'll invest in one that's a better quality one. Who knows? I picked up 3 metal cutting blades for my reciprocating saw, because I have a project coming up where I may just chew the crap out of blades. So for $1 a piece, it was worth it. We have this, which is also a part of an upcoming build project. We have 2 connectors, which I picked up cheap. That's missing that section, but that's easy to replace. We have this very nice marble, and this marble. I paid $5 for this. These are just like hand blown glass. These are worth more than $5. We have a nice coil of cable. I think I may make like a compliance whacker tool. I've seen those online recently. My friend Skull did a review recently, like a stinger kind of thing. So I make one of those. Now this funky hammer right here, this is a Slate hammer. So it's got for prying up nails. This is for shaping, this is for nailing, and this is for shaping slate. And this bevel here is also for cutting slate. And I have seen these before, and every time I've ever seen one, the best price I've ever seen was like $60, and they were in the $60 to $90 range. I've seen new ones in as much as $150. And this is an antique one. It's not in perfect condition, and I think it's handmade. Like a couple of these leather discs actually move because they're old and dry. But this thing has a really nice patina to it, and I think it's handmade, and I paid $15 for it. So for $15, yeah, I'll buy that any day. So I'm probably gonna mount that on my wall just to show it off. I've loved the look of Slate hammers, and I could never afford to get one before. Then we have this very cool knife, which is a sheep's foot on steroids, and what it is an industrial cutting blade. So this is a blade designed to be used in a big machine, I think, to shear paper. And then someone repurposed that blade at the end of its usable life. Because these things are like 3 or 4 feet long, so maybe it fell down and broke. Who knows? But those beveled holes are how you bolted it to the machine, and then they turn it into a chopper. This is not a cleaver that cuts. This is a chopper. I have not sharpened it yet. All I've done is give it a clean in the sink and get some of the worst, most egregious rust off of it, and the rest is just patina, and I kind of like the way that looks. So, but I think I'm going to break out my oil stones for this one and sharpen that one by hand as opposed to using like a work sharp or something like that. And we have one more section today for the video. We have a cute little kitchen towel with a Christmas theme that my wife liked. We picked that up for like, I think $1 at a yard sale. We have a spool for a power cord, and I have like a 50-foot power cord in my garage, which is currently without a spool. So there you go. This is a pair of comic boots, and is it comic? Yeah, comic. And I own a pair of these, and I've had them for like 7 or 8 years, and I love the things. And they're getting a little old, long in the tooth, and these are brand new. They were never worn. I paid $5 for them. So I'm going to get rid of the other ones. Let someone else get some use out of them. Some kid can use them, and I can use these because they're brand new. They were never worn. Apparently, some mother bought them for her kid, and he didn't like them. He only wears Timberland, I guess. So I got them for $5. We have a Porter cable random orbital sander. I've never tried a Porter cable tool, and for a $5 buy-in from a yard sale, I thought I'd give a quarter cable random orbital sander a try. And the same day I picked up a Ryobi detail sander for $10 with pads, I should say. They're triangle shaped. Pads included. This is an enameled planter, and it has a nice stand that you hang on a wall, and these sit in there for like herbs or something. And my wife thought it was very cute, so we picked that up for her. She'll put some plants in that, and we just mount it onto the wall somewhere, and then probably on the porch or something. Maybe not in the porch. The porch gets awful warm. We'll figure it out. We'll put it someplace. And we got a couple of Sarna bells, both of which had the original labels, and these are not. You don't find Sarna style bells with the labels frequently. So we found both of them at a yard sale. This one doesn't have the best sound. It's a little flat. This one, though, it's got a nice tinkle to it. But you don't find them with the labels. So when we found them with the labels, we were very happy. I've also found a number of pieces of scavenged things in the recent past, and a few things that I picked up for like weapon builds, which never made it upstairs because they're just metals and things, which are going to end up in some kind of a weapon build, or already have by the time you see this. My weapon build videos are actually, I think I've still got like 9 or 10 in the can waiting to be uploaded, because I've been doing a lot of builds, because with the pandemic I don't go out as much, so I stay home and build dangerous toys. So there you have this bargain video. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I don't do bargain hunting like I used to, but you can still feel free to come by and visit my DeviantArt or my Instagram, where I post things that I do find are kind of funky, and I post images about my weapons builds and things like that, friends and family and stuff like that, on my cats. And I hope that you have enjoyed this, and I hope that you will be back for the next bargain video.